Hey guys, it's all around Danny. In this tutorial on how to utilize functions to make your Excel experience a lot more efficient and a lot more simple. So getting right to it, all you do is you simply open up Excel, and I have created a chart right here to help us create the functions that we want. Now, as you may or may not know, in Excel you're allowed to create I'm going to call them little applications so that Excel does the work for you. So let's say you have a chart here with materials. Let's say you own a company, right? And you have a list of materials and you sort them by type of material, manufacturer, cost, and ID number, and of course the name. And you want to find the total cost of the furniture, right? So the orthodox way, I guess you would say, is that you would put right here, you would click on the where you under total. First you would, let's say, put a nice little color on this, and under total you would go over here to the function box and say equal this plus this plus this plus this plus this. Now the reason that I did that is because those are where my furniture is, right? So once you do this, it would give you a total, and once you change one of the values, it would automatically change the total, right? And then, of course, you would want the total for school, kitchen utensils, sports, etc. You would have to create your own separate little box and put all those functions together. But there's actually a much simpler way to do that. And you don't only have to do the total, you can do that for averages and other things. But there's actually a simpler way to do it. And the simplest way to do it is to create a macro. But this in this tutorial, we're not going to create a macro. We're simply going to do it the step-by-step way instead of taking the shortcut. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to, first of all, sort our materials by manufacturer, right? So we go over here to data. We go to sort A through Z. Now the reason we want to sort everything A through Z is because the process that we're going to do is going to calculate the average for every change in letter that we're telling it to do. So we're telling it for this row, every time a letter changes, you calculate the average. So if we don't sort it A through Z, let's say we have 3 A's here, 3 A's down here, it'll calculate the average for the 3 A's, the B's, the C's, then the other A's, and then the other D's if we have it that way. But once we calculate it once we sort it, it'll have the averages as it's supposed to, all the A's together, all the B's, all the C's, and all the D's. So getting right to it, once we sort it A through Z, we go to subtotal. We click on what we wanna organize the information by, which is the manufacturer. Then we do the cost, of course, and then for the function we do the average because we want to find the total average. So once you press this, you go over here on the left side and you go on the second page, and as you can see here, we have found the average for every manufacturer that produces our product in this case. So now to get back to our original chart, what you do is that you simply click here on the chart, you go to subtotal, and then you click remove all, and it brings up our chart. A quick pointer, if you want to sort your materials by ID, let's say by numbers, the sorting doesn't have a default number sorter, but you can create one. You can simply go to sort, add level, you fill this in, and then you go to custom list, and then you type in the values that you would want. As I did here, I put in numbers, so when I click this, it sorts it. Oh, my bad. It sorts it by number. I have to go to ID, forgive me. There we go, and it sorts it by number, so it's all in order and it looks nice. So the next function that we're going to do is that we're going to calculate the total cost of each type of product. So same thing, we go to data, we go to sort A through Z, so there's no changes in between. Then we go to subtotal, we go to type, of course, because we want to find it for the type of product. Then we go to sum, and as you can see here, you can do it for a lot of different things. But we're going to use sum, and then we do the cost. And then once again go to the second page, and as you can see here, the total cost for each type of product, and of course it has the grand total on the bottom as it had for the grand average on the last function that we did. So this is a really useful tool. Oh, let's get back to the, before I get to that, let's get back to the main chart. So as you can see, this is a very useful tool that you guys can use to have Excel basically do all your work for you. And in my future tutorials, I'm going to show you guys how to do a little shortcut for these functions. Instead of each time going back and repeating the steps and having to do it over and over and over, I'm going to show you guys how to create a macro, which is basically a recorded series of steps, and it records all the things that we just did right now, and it leaves them in like a little dialog box where you can just click it and choose it, and then it'll make the function for you. And then in a future tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to place those macros into a button. So you can simply put the buttons right here, right here, right here, and then we can simply press on the button and it'll do the work for us without us having to go into developer, go to macros, and so on and so forth. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later.